I'm Daryl Munro, and this is
Scott Richards.
And we're from Beyond the Numbers, and we're here in sunny PNG at the Octedi copper and gold mining operation, and we've been working alongside leaders running a leadership development program, and we've had a lot of success with a model that we developed called the 6S model. So I'm just going to go through a recap with Scott, because we've got a client back in Australia that we're going to be working with soon, and after seeing the success of the 6S model with the leaders here at Octedi, I'm thinking that this is going to be a pretty big clue for that team back there, because they're in a process situation, and this model works really well in process. So let's do a recap and just remind ourselves why it could be useful for that team.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl. So we like to use models or frameworks, and in this case, the 6S model is a conceptual framework. So it just helps us to categorize areas that we want to work on. So sometimes we use models as a step process, so it gives us a framework to get a better result, and sometimes we use models as an analysis tool to help give people categories of things that they should work on.
In fact, some models can be used both ways, can't
Both ways, exactly. Yeah. And so this model here comes out of our training to help them with one of the activities that we do. And the first S is strategy. Yeah. So having a plan, but everyone must know the plan. So the plan must be communicated. The context of the strategy must be communicated, and everyone must know the rules, because every industry is a little bit different, and there are certain rules that industry must play by.
Yep.
Secondly is staff.
Yeah, so this is about the right people in the right jobs doing the right work, isn't it?
Exactly. And then the second part of that is making sure everyone understands their task.
Oh, critical, because how often do we get, the leaders tasking a team member and we see the heads nodding, assuming that they understand, but actually when they go out and do the task, they haven't, so that there's often elements of the task assignment that's getting missed. Yeah.
So a third S is skill. And this could be leadership skills, not just the skill to doing the task, but you need leadership skills to be able to implement or to execute the strategy.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's problem solving, decision making, inspiration, those levers that we like to use.
Yes. Yes.
And also be able to anticipate. We find that leaders who can anticipate or be able to do what if really well have great skill.
There's also that thing about ability matching the technical competency required for the task, because not everybody has the same level of ability. It's a developing thing, isn't it?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, great point. So we're up to fourth. So the fourth one is speed.
Ah, yes.
And we live in a day and age where everything is expected to be done quickly, but we have a lot of things in our businesses that stop us. Yep. So things like bureaucracy, rework, waste.
And that thing about speed, that trap that people get in, they try and rush. And they think that's speed, but that's not the speed we're talking about here, is it?
No.
It's calculated, managed, monitored speed, and it really has impacted heavily by skill. Yeah. You can't go, it's a high risk to go faster than your skill set or ability has actually been achieved yet.
Yeah. Well, we see that on the road when people are driving faster than what their skill can handle.
Yeah.
And there's accidents or fatalities.
Yeah.
So then we have system. So having the right structure, people in the right position, having the right procedures. But another one thing that we find is sequence. So people might have a good process, but they're not doing it in the right sequence. So there's a lot of waste or downtime or lag time.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So then the last S is synergy.
When it all comes together.
When it all comes together, so teamwork and cohesion.
Yeah.
And that comes from experience working together as a team, building skill, all having the people in the right role. So it's all these things, and these things aren't in isolation, are they, Darryl?
No, that's it. They're integrated, and that integration is critical, is understanding that if you imagine it, it's almost like you're pulling different levers, and if you pull them in a sequence, the right sequence, you'll get the result. It'll just happen automatically. And you know, I'm thinking in terms of what we've been doing with the leaders here at Octedy, the other S that we've built into this, which is not in our current model, but it applies so strategically to operations like Octedy, where you've got copper and gold operations, is safety.
Safety. Oh,
You integrate safety into all of that, because if people go, I'll try and do it faster than the skill or ability is achieved, then they put themselves at risk. So it's a safety issue. If we don't have the right people in the right jobs doing the right work, then the risk is that it'll impact down the track. We'll forget a key step or something in the process. So therefore our systems and processes have to be developed and actually followed. It's all very well to have a system or process to support you, but like for example, job safety analysis. You can have it on the paper, but unless you have it as a discussion, it's meaningless.
Yeah, exactly.
And then at the end of the day, we want the team to connect and look after each other in the process, so that not only are we looking after our own safety, but we're actually managing the safety of each other as well.
Yeah.
And then ultimately that will link with our strategy, which is, you know, do it safely or be safe or zero harm.
Yeah.
Underpins everything, doesn't it?
Oh, exactly. And we've spoken about this in the past, haven't we, with the Dreamworld example?
Yes,
where focusing on speed or skill or whatever without safety being a core customer bottom line experience.
Absolutely. And you know what? People will say, well, why haven't you got the dollars in there somewhere? You know, but in fact, our way of thinking is, if this here operates, you don't have to worry about the numbers.
No.
The numbers follow, don't they?
Well, the numbers are just the end result.
They're the lag
of doing all these 7 things now.
Yeah. So imagine if you get that fully integrated. Look, I'm going to use that with that team back in Australia. I think this has been a good exercise, I think, just to say, and particularly when we tie in safety.
Tie in safety, that's an awesome one.
No,
okay,
that's great.
Thanks, Darryl.
Yeah, glad we did this.